Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today for the Accounts Payable Network's Virtual Visitors Day. I'm Julie Buckler-Chastain, Senior Account Manager at the AP Network, also known as TAPN, and it's my pleasure to be here today. Over the last decade, AP has changed a great deal, and I know that for most of us, it isn't the same today as it was even 5 years ago. It will continue to change, and that is the reason for the AP Network. On today's tour, you'll see just a small sampling of what thousands of AP Network members from large companies to small nonprofits are using to save time, reduce costs, increase productivity, and boost their careers. You'll see how TAPN provides quick, clear answers and solutions to complex problems for every AP function. Now, although AP may appear simple on the surface to many, we all know that the AP pipeline has many opportunities for challenges. Current trends reflect that those main categories are in the critical areas of productivity, compliance, internal controls, and staffing. As we go through this information today, I'd like you to think about this question. From the time the PO is issued to the time the disbursement is made, as smooth as your process might be today, what area gives you the greatest concern? Now let's begin our presentation by giving you a brief overview of all the sections available on the AP Network. We're going to be driving from the left-hand margin today. You'll notice the first suite on top is called the AP Research Box. There you'll find hundreds of strategic best practice articles as well as benchmarking data. Below that, you'll find the AP Compliance Suite, where we cover information on 1099s, unclaimed property, the OFAC and SDN lists, sales and use tax, tax abroad, as well as Sarbanes-Oxley. Below that, you'll come to our popular AP Tool Suite, where you've got hundreds of downloadable templates, calculators, as well as a supplier source and a glossary. Below that, you'll notice an AP Certification box, which is not included with our membership. However, you can find information on Accredited Payables Manager Certification, Accredited Payables Specialist Certification, and then our 1099 certification. Please call me after the presentation if you're interested in learning more. Below that, you'll find the AP Communities box where you'll be able to connect with other members. Also, tap into payable news from around the world. And then below that is the most popular Ask the Experts, where you can get answers from experts in detail. And we'll come back to that later. But first, you might be asking, who exactly are the experts? And I do encourage you, after the presentation, to come back to the AP Network at any time and click on our About button at the top of your screen on the right-hand side. If you scroll down a bit, you'll see some blue highlighted items. You'll be able to see who our leadership team is, as well as our advisory board by clicking on those words. And you can see that the list is extensive when you come back to research this. But for now, let's see what the experts have to say. We'll start over in the AP Research box, where you'll find not only best practices for processes, but of course for fraud, strategic management, payment, and everything else you can think of. Let's start with the vendor master file and show you just a few examples of the content we provide. Under Information and Resources, you'll notice valuable articles on vendor due diligence, managing your vendor file, certainly on vendor naming conventions, which are so important to get your vendor set up from the beginning, eliminate those duplicate payments, as well as popular articles like P-Cards aid vendor reduction. On the subject of P-Cards, of course, we also have a P-Card tab up in the AP Research box, where you'll find valuable articles on 20 proven P-Card practices, how to keep card programs aligned with goals, and of course, P-Cards turn AP into a profit center, among many other valuable articles. Now, if you're looking for other ways to further eliminate paper and improve your technology and automation, we also have a technology tab in the AP Research section where we cover 7 different technologies. Of course, imaging workflow is a popular one. Certainly articles such as Don't Get Marooned on Scanner Island and Workflow Automation, the essential first steps, would be critical to embarking on any imaging and workflow endeavor. Now, in addition to the valuable articles, we also offer our members free video education on the front page under Online Training Videos. Here you'll see we cover 3 main areas of accounts payable: automation and productivity, where you'll find how to assess and buy AP technology. For each of these videos, you can not only download a PowerPoint presentation, but also follow along and view the expert anytime from any place. Many of my members use these as training tools at lunch and learns and ongoing for their staff. You'll see other valuable videos here on electronic invoicing, software as a service. As we scroll down, we get into management operations. 7-step process for streamlining AP operations is a good one. All of these are excellent ways to train, and certainly metrics are at the top of everybody's list. AP metrics dashboard to track productivity. As we scroll down further, you'll notice a section on risk, which is valuable for anybody who touches accounts payable. You'll see P-card fraud, check fraud, risk of change or not changing, minimizing risk in your vendor master file, and internal controls for running a tight ship. 21 videos worth a value of over $5,000, all available free to members and save you from the time and inconvenience of traveling to training. Now let's go back to the AP research section. A highly coveted section of our resource is the benchmarking tab. Here under the overview section, you'll find a 4-part article on how to use metrics and benchmarking effectively. Certainly it's important that you use metrics and benchmarking against your own organization. An excellent one there is the road to better benchmarking. But of course, everybody is curious about what's going on in other organizations. So we have valuable benchmarking data, which the AP network, we collect, aggregate, and post the data in all of these surveys. We do a survey each quarter. We put the most recent on top, and you'll see that we cover a wide variety of topics here. So let's go back up to the top, and let's choose the disbursement benchmarking data survey. And what you'll see is that all of our surveys are laid out in the same format. You'll always have a report content. You'll be able to see who are the study participants by organization size, revenue, and industry. You'll always have a summary of what we learned from the survey. Below that, you'll see the survey results. Now, these can be long. There's a lot of data in each survey. So you could just come and click on any item that you wanted to see the metrics on. So let's just click cost to process, which is very popular. Here you'll see the cost to process a payment by check, by ACH disbursement, by wire transfer, and by P-card payment. That is just one sample of the huge collection of data that we offer. Now moving on from benchmarking, let's travel to our compliance suite. As I mentioned, we not only cover 1099s, but the ever-popular unclaimed property, sales and use tax. We have a rate calculator as well as other articles. Same for value-added tax and Canadian tax issues. Let's pick one of these, which certainly 1099s are an ongoing, ever-changing item. Let's pick basics. And here you'll see the first 7 articles cover foreign vendors. You've got a guide to foreign payments, tackling foreign tax treaties, the who, what, and why of W-8. These kinds of articles will not only train your staff on 1099 reporting, but they'll also help them communicate the importance of these items to their internal customers, gathering the correct information in the first place. If we keep scrolling down, you'll see domestic-based articles on correcting 1099s. There's a guide to 1099 miscellaneous, AP payments that are reportable on employee W-2s, and what and who are reportable. Which brings me to an important point. Even though these articles cover a great deal, you'll see specific how-to information on how to determine if they are reportable. We still know that no matter how long you've been doing 1099s, you have great questions that come up. You have areas that are not understood. So what we offer to our members is an excellent way to get specific researched answers in a timely fashion. It's called Ask the Expert, and you'll notice this on the left-hand margin. The first goal key is where you could actually send a very specific question of your own in to our experts. We will research it and send it back to your email inbox. Then we will post it anonymously in our section of previously answered questions. And here you see the long list of topics where we've answered virtually thousands of questions for our members. No additional charge. This is part of our membership. So let's go back and pick one of the 1099 topics since that's what we're speaking on. We're going to go into About W-9s and W-8s, and you'll see all of these blue bullet points represent specific questions that we have answered for our members. So I'm going to pick a specific one, obscure, 10 for tax collector. And when I click the bullet point, you'll see here is the question the member asked. Here is the answer that we've researched and responded to our member with. You'll notice that we cite Ms. Lamb was the officer at the IRS, and here's her badge number. You'll notice we link you to the W-9, and in other articles, answers, we're going to link you to the actual regulations. And as you can see, we give very thorough and specific answers. We are doing the research for our members. We're becoming an extension of their accounts payable department. So saves a lot of time and, of course, frustration. So as I mentioned, Ask the Experts, that is available for any AP-related topic, whether it's a best practice or a compliance issue. I will mention that sales and use tax is one of those areas where certainly we help our members a great deal. We'll call the city, the state, the county, whatever entity we need to call to get you the specific researched answer. So that is Ask the Expert. Now let's move back to our 1099 tab to pick up where we left off. You'll also see we've got a Programs, Rates, and Procedures section where anytime the IRS breathes they're going to make a change to any IRS 1099 regulations, we will put an article here on that very topic, most recent on top. So you could come and get the details of what the changes are for the last 2 years at any time. Also important to our members is our state requirements and links table for 1099s. Here you'll see a handy table. I've talked to many people who have spent many hours creating this table on their own until they discovered the AP network. And here you can quickly come and see, does the state also require a copy of the 1099? What is their filing deadline? What additional forms or information are required? And the contact information. Hopefully you can see how this would save you a great deal of time in cross-referencing and being able to stay in compliance with these 1099 regulations. Let's move on to our Tools Suite. Talk about time saving. In our AP Tools category, we have over 300 downloadable templates here, ranging from accounting forms and checklists to policies, not only general AP policy, also P-card policies, disaster recovery, internal control, travel and entertainment. We also offer requests for proposals and project plan templates that you might get from a consultant typically, flowcharts, shared services forms. Let's start in the AP accounting forms section. On page 1, you'll see a long list of diverse templates ranging from a balanced forecast template to the AP dashboard where you can report key performance indicators to your upper management. As we scroll down, you can see there are 5 pages here of accounting forms and checklists. If we move over to page 5, you'll see some other examples of vendor forms. Very important to properly communicate with your vendors. So you'll see an invoice rejection form, payment terms change form, short pay memo. These encapsulate things that people are often not sure how to communicate with their vendor. You'll see a year-end checklist, year-end close letter, many, many tools to help you expedite communication internally and externally. Now let's go back and look in the main tool section again. I would like to show you an example of a policy because these are critical for our members to have access to. Starting on this page with backorder policy, we move down in alphabetical order, and you'll see there are actually 2 pages here. Back on page 1, I would like to show you the example of our invoice processing policy. All of our tools are Excel or Word-based. And you'll see that once you've downloaded a policy, you can delete this yellow box, instruction box, insert your own company's name or logo, and you are 85% of the way on the way to having a completed written policy that's written around GAAP and SOX standards. Here you'll see a purpose, policy scope, policy principles, responsibilities, policy practice statement, and as we scroll down to the bottom, you'll see other valuable documents like a non-purchase order voucher form, purchase authority grid, and new vendor information form. All of these can help you save time and, in essence, money. And that is what a policy on the AP network looks like. Let's go back and look at some more tools. Probably one of the most used documents on the AP network is one located in our AP Internal Control Manual. And here you'll see not only do we have internal control policies, but if we scroll down, you'll see an internal control checklist. This will be an Excel-based document. I will need to enable my macros. And here you will see the thorough and comprehensive checklist. If you can come to this checklist and check yes or NA for each and every control procedure listed on the left-hand side of your page, you will have SOX guidelines in place. You see we cover new vendor maintenance, invoice processing, disbursement processing, outgoing mail, vendor debit balance, system security, a long section, separation of duties certainly, information return reporting, sales and use tax, reconciliations. Of course, any section of this you did not need, you could delete, but you've got everything you need to begin with, and certainly you will make your auditors very happy. You will make your company very happy because you will reduce the time and cost of your audits. You would certainly save quite a bit by having this downloadable and not having to recreate that yourself. So you can see why that is a coveted tool. So to sum that up, there are all of your different template sections. Now, another valuable section of our tool suite is our calculator section. Here you can find frequently used calculators all in one place. Calculators such as vendor discount benefit, invoice processing, and days payable outstanding will assure that you are on the road to success using best practice methods for calculations. Now, in conclusion, we appreciate the investment of your time you made with us today. At the beginning of this webinar, I asked you to think about the question, as smooth as your AP process is today, what area gives you the greatest concern? If you haven't seen your topic addressed here today, I urge you to contact me so I can arrange a demo tailored to your specific needs. You can reach me by calling 678-894-4598, and I will connect you with your account manager. For over 10 years, Tappan has been helping companies maximize their return on investment in the procure-to-pay process. If you would like to add this resource to your company's problem-solving arsenal, please join us online at www.tapn.com/join. Thanks so much for your time.